To beat a path to the Super Bowl for the third straight year. Joe Theismann and arrested John Riggins challenged the NFL's finest defense, that belonging to the Chicago Bears, making their first playoff appearance in 5 years. With reserve quarterback Steve Fuller as their starter, the Bears will rely heavily on Walter Payton, the NFL's all-time leading ground gainer who knows he must somehow produce the game of his life. It's the Bears against the Redskins. Coming up next, the NFL Today.
The NFL Today is sponsored by the 1985 Jetta, the new affordable German road car from Volkswagen. The Stroll Brewery Company, brewers of Stroll, Old Milwaukee, and other fine beer. And by AT&T Computers from AT&T Information Systems, when you've got to be right. And now from RFK Stadium in Washington, D.C., here's Brent Musburger.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to RFK Stadium, where again we are live. Just as we were yesterday at Candlestick Park in San Francisco, we are 30 minutes away from kicking off. And here in this stadium, they have sold out for Redskin home games for every outing since 1966. You know, they are 7-0 in playoff games here at RFK. In fact, you've got to go way back 44 years ago to when the Redskins last lost a home playoff game in this city. We're going to take a look at that game a little bit later in the broadcast. For Chicago, the last time they won a playoff game, 1963. Their starting strong safety that day was a man by the name of Richie Pettibone. And Pettibone today is an assistant head coach under Joe Gibbs. He comes back as the defensive coordinator of the Redskins against these Bears. The weather yesterday here in Washington, they broke a record that was established back in 1893 when it hit 75 degrees. Today it'll be 57 degrees. The forecast, only a slight chance of rain. And so we have got fabulous conditions here in RFK Stadium. Irv, I can never remember it this good this late in the year.
Boy, Brent, I'll tell you, I feel the same way about it. I've never seen the field at RFK Stadium in this great shape this late in the season. So really, the field, as far as conditions are concerned, really is not a factor in this ball game. The only thing I can feel is sort of a slight breeze swirling around the stadium, which will affect the passing game and the kicking game. But let me also say this, too. I've been on a football field prior to big games for many, many years, but I've never felt the electricity and excitement between two ball clubs in pregame warm-ups as we feel down here today. The big question, of course, in Washington is the overall injury condition, and the big injury everybody talks about is big John Riggins, number 44, says he feels fine. He feels better now than he has in a long time. He says, it's January and it's playoff time. I'm ready to go. The Bears, on the other hand, have a couple of key injuries to be concerned about. The starting right cornerback, Leslie Frazier, comes into the ball game with a bruised-up right foot. He can run straight ahead all right, but he can't stop and come forward without enduring a lot of pain. So Terry Schmidt will start for him. Frazier will play only in the nickel defense. And Dennis McKinnon, the wide receiver for the Chicago Bears, who had arthroscopic knee surgery 3 weeks ago, will start. Bears are banged up. Redskins are healthy, but it's going to be a barn burner, Brent.
All right, Irv, thank you. As the Redskins go back inside their locker room now for their final thoughts before they kick it off here in RFK. Yesterday, of course, the divisional playoffs got underway. Game one was down in the Orange Bowl in Miami, and it was Dan Marino and the Dolphins getting a large measure of revenge for being knocked out a year ago by the Seattle Seahawks. Marino with 3 touchdown passes, that one to Jimmy Cephalo. And throughout much of the afternoon, Chuck Knox was upset about the officiating. Now watch as Marino throws this one back into the corner. Mark Clayton catches it on the ricochet, and it goes 31-10. Then, in San Francisco, Joe Montana tossed 3 touchdown passes. That one to Russ Francis. They took a quick lead and then turned it over to the 49er defense. 5 times they sacked Giant quarterback Phil Simms. Here is Dwayne Board closing in, and it's a 21-10 triumph the 49ers with the win. And I'll tell you, you were very impressed with that San Francisco team, and they get a lot of home cooking the rest of the way.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's nothing like having defense. It's an old thing for many years, Brent, that you have to have great defense to win Super Bowls, win championships. 49ers can take their hats off to their defense. By golly, they played a whale of a game yesterday, and quite honestly, I think they're going to continue playing that way throughout the remaining of these playoffs.
Speaking of defense, the Pittsburgh Steelers, your old team, going a little bit later against Denver.
Well, you know, the Steelers are kind of interesting. They're doing it differently with when they had L.C. Greenwood, Mad Dog, Dwight White, and Ernie Holmes, Arrowhead Holmes, and all those 4 down line. But now they have 3. Now they're using 4 linebackers to blitz, and they're doing a lot of blitzing. Totally different, Brent, than from the defenses that I was accustomed to. It's different now. It's going to be an interesting game between those Broncos and Steelers.
All right, Frank Gleber and Dick Vermeil will be calling the action here in RFK Stadium for you. They met with the 2 head coaches yesterday. So let's go up to the booth now, and here's Frank.
Brent, there are probably 28 different coaching philosophies in the National Football League, but when you got a Payton and you got a Riggins, we talked to the coaches yesterday, and they're thinking run.
Well, both Mike Ditka and Joe Gibbs feel, hey, this is their philosophy to run the football first. That's the way they win. That's how they got here. But they feel, number one, they have to keep running the ball today to win. That's all there is to it.
Well, Ditka feels that the Redskins haven't faced a Walter Payton yet. Of course, they're number 1 and number 2 defensively against the run. So he figured maybe Payton and Riggins cancel each other out. Where do you go then?
Well, if that happens, I think then the edge definitely goes to the Washington Redskins, because the Washington Redskins have been here before. They have the experienced quarterback in Theismann. They have the great receiver core, Monk, the number 1 receiver in the NFL with 106. I think if it goes to there, then the Bears are in trouble, Frank.
Well, I think it's going to be a great football game. And Brent, what kind of odds do you think you would have got from the Greek on the temperature today being 20 degrees warmer in Washington the day before New Year's Eve than in San Francisco yesterday?
He can't believe it either, Frank. And we will continue with the NFL Today here on CBS in just a moment.
Introducing the first affordable German road car, the new Volkswagen Jetta. No one can demonstrate its exhilarating performance. No one can fully show you its exceptional handling ability. No one can accurately describe its roominess. The new Jetta. To really appreciate it, you have to experience it yourself. Jetta. It's not a car, it's a Volkswagen.
The personal computer game is heating up.
May I?
Go ahead. The AT&T personal computer is faster, 2 to 3 times faster than the IBM PC. It has a higher resolution screen, too, for better graphics, and runs thousands of business programs. In fact, it's more computer for the money to put your business ahead of the game.
Your move.
The AT&T personal computer. For the dealer nearest you, call 1-800-247-1212.
I'd sure like another Stroh's.
Oh, wait. Alex? 2 cold Stroh's.
Where do you see this?
Just open the refrigerator. Just open one bottle. Just open the other. Now he's pouring yours. Now he's pouring mine. Alex, you better be drinking your water.
Stroh's and Stroh Light, fire brewed for smoother taste.
We know what it's like in business.
Wilson, it's your boss. Get to Omaha.
It's Saturday.
Get to Omaha. Wilson, it's your boss. Get to Omaha.
It's my birthday.
Happy birthday. Get to Omaha.
Thank you.
Republic Airlines thinks you deserve
Thanks. Perks?
your own section, business first,
Up front.
with wide first-class seats and a lot of other perks. Only on Republic.
Perks.
Oh, the Hogs are out in force. And Jimmy the Greek, what about this beautiful weather? Will it help either team more than the other?
Well, the weather's good for both sides, Brent, and it's great for us. We don't have those cold heaters.
Well, you know, this confrontation could well come down to a matchup of the Hogs. The offensive line put together here in Washington against that tough defensive front put together by the Chicago Bears.
If you have a weak stomach, I wouldn't turn the TV on. We're a do-or-die situation, and we're not planning on dying no time soon.
I think there's going to be a lot of thunder and lightning on the football field Sunday.
The Chicago Bears defensive line, they are the NFL's best with a record 72 sacks. Joe Jacoby and Russ Grimm lead the Washington Redskins offensive line, known as the Hogs, and they cast aside whatever stands in their way.
Those guys are refrigerators that come off and try to pound you and punish you. And so the key for us is to take these guys at the line of scrimmage and try to win the game right there at the line of scrimmage.
But make that call, right, Joe? Let him know if he's wide.
That may be possible because Boss Hogg's Joe Bugel's unit has had troubles lately, yielding 14 sacks in the Redskins' last 2 games. And today, the pressure will intensify.
First of all, we're going to blitz him number 1. Then we're going to come back on the second play. We're going to blitz him. On the third and final play, we're going to blitz him again. And after that, we'll probably just throw the kitchen sink at him.
It's really in our hands. It's in the Hogs' hands to hold up one-on-one against these guys. And if anyone breaks down, there's going to be a sack.
But snuffing the run is the Bears' first priority. That's where Dan Hampton, the game's best tackle, comes in. He will be matched against number 68, All-Pro Russ Grimm, and that collision should be explosive.
He's a big, strong player with a lot of finesse and quick hands, and he's got the total package. The bottom line is, you know, it's going to be 2 good players, you know, going head-to-head.
There's no doubt about it, and it's going to come down to one-on-one. Somewhere in there, you know, I imagine I'm going to get beat, and I just hope it's not a play that costs us. Somewhere in there, I imagine that, you know, Dan Hampton will get beat.
If Hampton and big number 95, Richard Dent, rush the passer as they have all year, it could be a long day for Theismann. On the other hand, if Grimm and the Hogs give their quarterback time, the Bears will be in for problems. And the battle lines have been drawn.
Chicago Bears, we don't believe in taking no prisoners. We're going to leave everything out there on the field. So I just hope the Washington Redskins are ready, because we will be.
One of the things the Redskins will go to here today, if they have to, they will put Joe Theismann back in a shotgun. They have not used that formation all season. They have practiced it this week. But the Bears have even a bigger question mark about their quarterback. We'll come back with that story when the NFL Today continues live from RFK Stadium in just a moment.
Can you guess which of these toys will run the longest? Well, here's a hint. One of them has the improved Duracell battery. Today's Duracell batteries will last up to 20% longer than the ones we made just 3 years ago. So if you guessed the pink elephant, you're right. Duracell, the copper top battery, when it comes to making them last longer, we never stop.
AT&T is in mushrooms. How can a mushroom supplier from high up in the Rockies sell this perishable delicacy to the country's finest restaurants as fast as possible? Simple.
Oh, to tell you, I picked some of the best.
With AT&T long-distance service,
Terrific.
our people can show any business the best way to do business. The people of AT&T Communications, we're thinking about your business in ways you never thought of.
When you open a can of Colt 45, you'll get more than smooth, mellow, cool malt liquor.
You'll take a ride on the wild side with the dynamite taste of Colt 45. Grab onto a Colt and hold on for the ride. You'll take a ride on the wild side with the dynamite taste of Colt 45. You'll take a ride on the wild side with the dynamite taste of Colt 45.
Wilfred Milstein, please report to my office immediately. It seems he sent a large package to Cleveland, and it didn't get there. This is not the attitude upon which I founded this company 25 years ago. It exemplifies a lackadaisical attitude that I will not tolerate in this firm. Fred Milstein, where are you? Come to my office immediately.
Next time, send it Federal Express. Why fool around with anyone else?
Irv Cross is live outside the Bear locker room. And Irv, I rather imagine that the man inside with the most butterflies might be their starting quarterback, Steve Fuller.
No doubt about that, Brent. They're going over their game plan right now. And I'll tell you one of their players they're going over in just a second. But, you know, at the position of quarterback, the Bears are starting the football equivalent of an unknown soldier. But if he can pull off a victory today, it won't be the first time that a Bear quarterback has done so in a big playoff game. 21 years ago, rough and tumble Billy Wade quarterbacked the Chicago Bears to their last NFL title. This year, Jim McMahon got the Bears off to a good start, but an injury ended the season early and reduced them to shagging balls this week. The Bears are counting on Steve Fuller to lead them today, but who is Steve Fuller?
I'm certainly not a big, strong-arm guy like a Steve Bartkowski type. I think if I do anything well, I try to stay away from making a mistake. And fortunately for me, that has helped me fit in with our type of offense very well this year.
The Bears spent last week in Chicago getting ready for today's game. But when the weather turned sour, they headed out of town and worked out at the Falcons training camp in Suwanee, Georgia. For Steve Fuller, it really doesn't matter whether he spends a week in Chicago or Atlanta, just as long as he ends up on Sunday in Washington over the center.
My first reaction is excitement. It's been a long time coming. It's a dream of every football player to get in this kind of situation, and for me personally, it just hadn't happened.
Although Fuller has been in the league for 6 years, he's been with 3 teams and still shares the dream of all quarterbacks, a Super Bowl victory. But he also has nightmares.
Your big nightmares, you throwing an interception that maybe goes for the winning touchdown or something like that, but you can't play scared. I know if you're back there and you're worried about throwing an interception, it just doesn't click for you. And fortunately, we have good players around me, and they make it very, very easy to get the job done.
He can throw, but with Walter Payton back there, the game plan is to run. Fuller's coming off a shoulder injury, and if he's rusty or gets off to a shaky start, the patience of Mike Ditka might become an issue.
Mike, if Steve gets off to a slow start Sunday, are you liable to make a quick change? Or
no, we won't make a quick change. Steve is our quarterback, and we'll go with him.
Steve, if you re-injured your shoulder again, would you tell Mike Ditka?
I would gut it out as long as I could. I wouldn't jeopardize the success of our team because of it, but, you know, hopefully there'd be enough adrenaline there and I'd be good and lathered up, and it might carry me through the rest of that football game.
He's been the center of attention this week, but he has already earned the respect of his teammates and has an old Bears quarterback rooting for him.
I think he's a pretty good quarterback. I hope they beat the Redskins badly, like 35 points.
The one play they're working on behind these doors right now is I right, strong toss, twist. Walter Payton over his right tackle. Brent?
Yeah, we'll see that a few times. Terry, what about Steve Fuller? What does he have to bring to the dance now?
Well, what you have in a playoff game like this, Brent, is a young quarterback's first time out, coming off an injury in a championship game against a team that's won the Super Bowl, a great football team. Very simple, I think. He has to keep his composure, relax, maintain his poise, keep a clear mind, and remember this is a game, and have fun, and if he'll just apply those things, and then they'll get him out of that pocket and use his athletic ability, I think he'll be all right.
Terry, I mentioned a little bit earlier that it was many years ago the last time Washington lost a home playoff game in this particular city, 44 years ago. As a matter of fact, on that particular day, if you had the Redskins and 72 points, you still lost, as Jimmy the Greek well remembers.
The year was 1940, World War II in Europe. America was still at peace, and Joe D. led the league. November 25th, the future coach of the year, Joe Gibbs, was born. And 13 days later, another famous coach, George Halas, would lead his Bears into the NFL title game against George Preston Marshall's Washington Redskins.
George Marshall, the Redskins owner, took it upon himself to call the Bears a bunch of crybabies and a first-half team.
He called us foreigners and crybabies. And all Mr. Halas, he took that article from the paper, put it in the locker room, and said, every one of you digest this.
Halas Bears came out hungry and mean. On the second play of the game, Bullet Bill Osmanski broke off a 68-yard scoring run, and the rout was on.
We just controlled the entire game. Everything we did was right, and everything they did was half wrong.
Until the Japanese pulled off what they did December 7th, 1941. The real day of infamy was December 8th, 1940, when the Bears came in here and did what they did to the Redskins.
To the Redskins, 73-0 read the final score, and after the game, Osmanski tried to console Sammy Ball.
I said, Sam, don't feel badly. He looked down at me and said, Osmanski, this is the most humiliating thing happened in my entire life. I said, think what would have happened if Charlie Moore caught that ball you threw to him. He said, I did, Bill. The score had been 73-7.
And here come the Chicago Bears to see if they can do it all over again in Washington.
I'll tell you what, you think that Washington Redskins want a little revenge for what happened, Jimmy?
Listen, I made that game a 1-point favorite, and the favorite the Bears.
We'll see what the Greek thinks about today's game, but we continue live from RFK Stadium in just a moment.
Over the years, a lot of small businesses have developed their own systems of communicating.
Yes, sir. Eric, talk to
But
Derek.
now there's a better way. Meet the Merlin system from AT&T. Merlin's a telephone, an intercom, a conference caller, and has dozens of features you can select. So Merlin can grow as your small business grows. Call about Merlin. AT&T Information Systems, when you've got to be right.
There's no better way to end a perfect day than to head for the best beer you can find. At Miller High Life, we begin with nature's finest ingredients. Then we brew our beer so it contains no additives, no preservatives, so nothing comes between you and the taste of just pure beer.
Welcome to Miller Time.
Tenneco is a leading oil and gas producer. Tenneco is America's most successful shipyard. Tenneco is America's best-selling shock absorber. Tenneco is a leader in paper packaging. Tenneco is one of America's largest natural gas pipelines. The Tenneco family, building on quality.
Don't believe everything you hear about the revolutionary new Volkswagen Jetta. The rumors about its roominess,
Want a lift?
the exaggerations about its German road car handling, and its trunk space. The one about the Volkswagen Jetta costing $79.94, it's $79.95. We hope this brings all those wild exaggerations to an end. Jetta, it's not a car, it's a Volkswagen.
Here in RFK Stadium, the Chicago Bears defensive unit has come out, and they are now being introduced. And, of course, the Washington Redskins will also be coming out of the field shortly. And, Jimmy the Greek, before the season even began, you touted the Bears as a team that could win the NFC.
Grant, if McMahon were here, this game would be a toss-up. But there is the big difference. Theismann over that kid from Chicago. I mean, he can roll out, he's evasive, he's had the experience, he's a 10-point favorite.
Well, some good news, of course, for the Chicago Bears is that Mike Hartenstein will be able to play today. There was some question about him. And now here come the Washington Redskins to be introduced. It'll be the defensive unit, number 71, Charles Mann. Now, Jimmy, there's the heart and soul of that defensive line, Dave Butts. Number 77, Darrell Grant. And now here comes Dexter Manley. They're the linebackers in the 4-3, led by Mel Kaufman. Neil Olkowitz is the middleman. And Rich Malott will be the next one out. Now their much maligned secondary. Darrell Green, followed by number 32, Vernon Dean. Ken Coffey is number 48. And the free safety, number 22, is Curtis Jordan. It's the Redskins and the Bears coming up on CBS. We'll see you at halftime. Enjoy the game, everybody.
Tonight, a flamboyant Svengali is murdered before a hypnotized audience.
And not one of them can tell us what happened.
Who did it? Jose Ferrer and Michelle Phillips join Angela Lansbury for Murder, She Wrote. And Jack Warden's a private eye from the old school.
Hang on, guys. We'll get him.
John Rubenstein's his son, a lawyer from the new school.
You shouldn't get involved with nuts like that.
You sent him to me.
But when push comes to shove...
Hey, get down. He might have a gun.
I doubt it. He just got out of prison.
They're crazy like a fox. Tonight.
This is CBS.
Until you experience the exhilarating performance of the Mazda 626 Sport Coupe, you're missing a lot. Because only then can you fully understand how a 2-liter overhead cam engine, a 5-speed radial tires, efficient aerodynamics, and a cockpit-adjustable suspension system can all come together to create an outstanding road car experience. And at $88.45, it's also an outstanding experience in value. Mazda 626, experience it.
We are the team. Look how we've grown. We're proud to say we're Indiana's own. Wherever we go, let it be known. We are the team. We're Indiana's own.
The team at News 8. They've got the kind of team spirit that all of Indiana's talking about.
We are the team. We're Indiana's own.
It's TV's hottest hour, Star Search 85, where tomorrow's stars are lighting up your screen. Join host Ed McMahon,
where we reach for the stars and catch them.
It's a $1.5 million talent hunt, matching singer against singer, dancer against dancer, comic against comic, and model against model. A once-in-a-lifetime shot at superstardom. Join the excitement, join the fun, join the search on Star Search 85.
Tonight on With TV. Every second counts. Weekdays at 9:30.
After years of frustration, the long-suffering, unsinkable Chicago sports fan has finally been rewarded. The Cubs gave their fans a divisional title and the promise of more to come. The Bulls unveiled pro basketball's newest superstar in Michael Jordan. And running buffs watched the world's best performance in the increasingly prestigious Chicago Marathon. And then there were Mike Ditka's Bears, who haven't won an NFL playoff game since 1963. The monsters of the Midway have reemerged meaner and tougher than ever, with an NFC Central Division crown anchored by the game's #1 defense, a defense that specialized in turning opposing offenses black and blue. Offensively, the load is shouldered by the immensely talented Walter Payton, who finally climbed the Jim Brown Mountain. Washington, on the other hand, is a city used to a winner, with the Redskins vying for an unprecedented NFC third straight Super Bowl appearance. The Redskins are Joe Theismann of the radar arm and shifty feet. The power running of the indestructible John Riggins. And Washington sports its own NFL record setter in wide receiver Art Monk, who snared an incredible 106 passes this year. The last time the Redskins lost a home playoff game was 44 years ago, and that flogging by the Bears has never been surpassed. The second season for the Redskins and the Bears begins today at RFK.
CBS Sports presents the National Football League. Today, an NFC playoff game. The Chicago Bears versus the Washington Redskins.
140 straight sellouts and counting here at RFK Stadium as the NFC Central Division champion Chicago Bears take on the NFC East Kingpins, the Washington Redskins. Hi, everybody. I'm Frank Lieber. December traditionally has belonged to the Redskins. In each of the last 3 years, they've won their last 4 regular season games. They've never lost a home playoff game here. That's what the Chicago Bears have to overcome, in addition to one of the more hostile crowds in the universe. With me is Dick Vermeil, and this looks to be an outstanding football game. Both these clubs rush the passer. They rush him very well. In fact, the Bears have set a record this year for rushing the passer.
Frank, there's no question that both defensive teams make the commitment to get after the passer. They do it first where they're down 4. Then they come with their linebackers, then the occasional safety. But I think it'll boil down to this. The team that'll be successful today is the team that can put the pressure on the quarterback, without committing too many linebackers and safety blitzes. As Gary Fensick, the Chicago Bear free safety, told me yesterday, he says, Coach, if we have to safety blitz and dog a lot to stop the Redskins running game, we in the secondary are going to be in trouble.
Well, the Bears have had some spectacular statistics defensively, but they're known as a gambling-type defense, and you wonder, can this type of defense hold up in the playoffs all the way to the Super Bowl?
Well, I think that gambling thing is a little bit overrated, as Mike Ditka told us that yesterday. They don't gamble any more than, say, the Dallas Cowboys, but they do have a variation of defense that they play that nobody else plays, and it gives people problems. You'll see that 3 linebackers on one side of the line of scrimmage and a strong safety playing weak side linebacker. Very different. They can come after you with 8 people. But I really believe that puts a lot of pressure on the corners, and there's only one team in football, that being the Raiders, that have corners that can handle that one-on-one coverage throughout a playoff-type football game.
To the winner goes a berth in the NFC Championship game next Sunday afternoon at San Francisco. Redskins have won the toss. And Dave Finzer ready to kick off. The deep man is Mike Nelms. He's been back there all year long. Nelms at the goal line. And they go with the reverse on the opening kickoff. Monty Coleman, a linebacker, on the reverse from Nelms, takes it to the 36-yard line. Redskins fans love it, quite obviously, but we've got an argument going on at the center of the field. And let's see if we've got an infraction here on the opening kickoff. I don't see a flag. The referee is Fred Silva as Mike Ditka looks on. No flags. It'll be 1st and 10 Redskins at their 36-yard line. Joe Theismann at quarterback. John Riggins, the one-back set. Calvin Muhammad and Art Monk outside. Didier and Warren, the tight ends. And the Redskins offensive line, the celebrated Hogs. 1st and 10 as the Redskins open with a surprise. A reverse on the opening kickoff. Theismann comes out throwing. It's Art Monk, the bread and butter man, at the 43-yard line for about 7. Defensively, for the Chicago Bears, Mike Hartenstein, who was questionable up until the start of the game, Steve McMichael, Dan Hampton, and Richard Dent. The front 4, the linebackers, Otis Wilson, Mike Singletary, and Al Harris. You could find them just about anywhere. Mike Richardson, Terry Schmidt in the secondary. Schmidt filling in for Leslie Frazier, who was injured, and Todd Bell and Gary Fensick are the safeties. 2nd and 2, Riggins across the 50 to the 48-yard line. Redskins are in Bear territory in the opening series in just 2 plays. Fensick coming up from the secondary to make the stop, number 45. Most beneficial, probably, by the 2-week period has been Riggins.
Oh, he's had the time to rest, his back get better. He told me yesterday, he says, Coach, I feel better right now than I felt any time this year. I'm ready to play.
Muhammad wide to the right side. Art Monk in the slot at the bottom of your screen. 1st and 10 from the 48 of the Bears. Riggins will take it inside the 45 to the 44. A pickup of 4. It'll be 2nd down 6. Hartenstein, the left end defensively, a 10-year man from Penn State, making the stop on Riggins. John, 35 years old, became the oldest rusher in the history of the National Football League this year to gain 1,000 yards. John Henry Johnson did it when he was 35 years 1 month, or 35 years and 3 months. Riggins did it 35 years and 1 month. 2nd and 6, Redskins at the Bear 44. Didier, the tight end, is split out wide to the right side. Wide open on the left side is Calvin Muhammad. 1st down, Redskins at the Bear 35. And tempers beginning to flare. Number 25 is Todd Bell, the Pro Bowl safety for the Chicago Bears. A little bit of a safety, a little bit of a linebacker, too, isn't he, the way they play?
He's the guy that they use both as a safety in their regular defense, a strong safety, Frank, and then they move him to the weak side linebacker in what they call their 46 defense. I think right now the Bears better relax a little bit. Looks like they want to throw some punches a little too early in this ball game. Direct that emotion and tension in that to the Redskins.
Muhammad to the right side, Monk in the slot, quick count to Riggins. And Riggins drives to the 30-yard line. As the Redskins continue to march run relentlessly down the field.
Taking a look at this now. Watch the reverse pivot. He gets it deep. See the hole? He gets right in there. Now he cuts right back off. Mike Hartenstein comes in from the backside and makes the play. You can see that was a nice shot, Frank. Oh, Mike, he's chewing that gum right now.
Sharp and early. Second down, 5 as Joe Gibbs looks on from the other side of the field. Redskins at the Bear 30-yard line. Pounding away with Riggins, and this time the Bears get him behind the line of scrimmage. Hampton was through there quickly, number 99, along with Otis Wilson, number 55, the left side linebacker. Riggins will come out in the passing situation as the Redskins are looking at 3rd down and 6 from the 32.
Frank, we just saw Joe Washington go into the ball game, and he really is more healthy today than he's been all year, and he could be a big factor against this man-to-man coverage coming out of the backfield.
3rd and 6, Redskins. Now, the Redskins haven't shown the shotgun all year. We saw him practice it on Friday. Joe Gibbs reportedly does not believe in it, but here it is. And look out. Theismann got away from the first man, and he's got the first down, hitting Muhammad at the 25-yard line.
You talk about poise under pressure. There's where experience comes in. A younger quarterback might have flushed right when he saw that defender coming down the throat. Take a look at this now. See the quarterback, number 7. Now see the stunt right there. Didn't get picked up. McMichaels is right there. He dodges him. He lays it off to the outside, maintaining poise under pressure. Critical in a ball game like this.
Well, that's where your playoff experience pays off. Theismann 3 out of 3 for 23 yards. Redskins with the first down at the Bear 25-yard line. They're taking the opening kickoff, and they haven't given it up. Joe Washington to about the 20. Axiom ball control drive. Of course, the Redskins are just unbelievable here at RFK Stadium. They've won their last 4 games of the regular season, 6 out of 7, 7 straight at home, and 16 of the last 17 at RFK.
Frank, a lot has been said about the Redskins' injury problems, but you know what I saw in film? People taking injured players' places in the lineup and now playing that position better than the guy that was playing. They may be a better team today.
One case in point, the center Rick Donnelly, who replaced Joe Bostic, who went out with a knee injury. 2nd and 5, Riggins. Got a couple of those 5 to the 18-yard line. If it gets down to a field goal situation, the Redskins, of course, will go to Mark Mosley, who has hit his last 6 field goal attempts, including the one that won the division for the Redskins against the St. Louis Cardinals here 2 weeks ago. 3rd down, 3. You remember Mr. Mosley, don't you?
I'll tell you, he has 14 kicks in his career that have won the game in the final seconds, and he did that to the Eagles, the team that I was coached, 4 times. He just sort of irritates me to look at it.
3rd down, let's call it 4, needed for the first down. Redskins at the Bear 19. Theismann saw it, got it away, but had to throw it away, in effect, as he couldn't reach the intended receiver, who was Charlie Brown. We've got a flag back at the line of scrimmage.
Might have been offside, Frank. I think the safety was offside.
That's the preliminary indication, and on a 3rd and 4, how much more critical could a penalty be?
Defense, number 25. Offside. First down.
How many times this year have we seen a safety called for being offside? That's the first time. Here it is on the left corner of your screen. See Todd Bell, 25, coming off. Joe senses him coming, lays it up over the receiver to his right, takes a shot in the back. Good legal hit, but the guy was offside. It's a defensive back, offside.
And that, of course, gives the Redskins the first down with the nose of the football just inside the Bears' 15-yard line.
Maybe a little too anxious right now, Frank. The Bears are.
Warren, the tight end, is in motion. Riggins to the 10 to the 9-yard line. Redskins have owned the ball for the first 6 minutes of the football game.
Watch the man, Don Warren, number 85, come in motion. Now, he's their best blocker. He's going to kick out at the point of attack. Boom, watch him. Right there. Gets a nice block on Hartenstein. He turns up inside. Riggins gets those shoulder pads down. Tough to bring down.
You normally follow that motion man for the Redskins, and he'll pretty well take you to the ball.
Especially if it is Don Warren, their best blocker.
Riggins over the middle. stopped at the 6-yard line. Steve McMichael, number 76. Riggins getting a lot of work in this opening drive. He's already carried it 7 times for 23 yards.
Frank, when you've scored 96 running touchdowns in your career, you know where the end zone is, so they're going to give it to John Riggins in this area.
A lot of folks wondering if this is going to be it for Riggins, or if he's going to come back next year. And he says if his back bothers him as much as it did this year, you may not see him beyond this season.
Every time I talk with him, he wants to talk about going hunting. This guy loves to hunt.
3rd down, 4 needed for the first down. The Redskins at the Bear 8. Didier in motion this time. Theismann rolling out, going for the corner, incomplete. Charlie Brown was the intended receiver, and Mike Richardson, the left corner, was there to knock it down.
Charlie Brown is one of the guys that's been injured that really is not yet 100%. He's only about an 85% efficiency right now, but still a fine player. This guy has made many big plays. Take a look at this at ground level now. Joe had moved out to his right. He has Charlie out there. He just gets it, trying to get it a little bit outside, but a nice play by the defender there, Mike Richardson. He's knocked down a lot of balls in his career.
Mosley, 24 out of 31 on the year. This effort from 25 yards. Straight as an arrow. So the Redskins open with an impressive drive that eats up the first 7 minutes and 3 seconds of the football game. And Washington leading the Bears 3-0. Back in just a moment.
Nothing works like a Chevy truck.
Introducing the new fuel-injected Tech 4 engine for 1985 S10s. 10% more horsepower and 22% more torque than last year's standard engine.
So bring on the work, bring on the play. You got the guts, go all the way.
And now, Chevy's made it possible for dealers to pass along special factory incentives on selected S10s with the Tech 4 engine.
Nothing works like a Chevy truck.
Some things look hard, but once you know the secret, they're easy.
It's easy.
Some people think financing a new car is hard, but it isn't. It's easy.
It's as easy as GMAC.
With GMAC, buying or leasing a new GM car or truck is easy. Ask your GM dealer and see how easy it is. Financing a new car may seem hard, but once you know the secret...
It's as easy as GMAC. It's easy.
Frank Lieber along with Dick Vermeil at RFK Stadium, first period. And the Redskins lead the Bears 3-0. Everybody was talking big plays yesterday, and that was a grind-em-out type drive.
That was a grind-em-out drive, and we'll see more of that, but I think the Bears might commit more people to stop that running game.
Willie Gault on the left and Dennis Gentry on the right as Hayes kicks off for the Redskins. Gault has not returned a kickoff this year. From the 5, 15, 20. 25, 30, and Gault with that tremendous speed out to the 35-yard line. He'll be their primary returner today, where he hasn't been all year. He did return kicks last year, 34 on that return. Steve Fuller at quarterback, replacing the injured Jim McMahon. Matt Suey and Walter Payton, the running backs. Willie Gault and Dennis McKinnon, who's operating with a knee problem at the wide receiver. Jim Covert is their best offensive lineman. He'll be joined by Bortz, Hilgenberg, Becker, Van Horn, and Emery Moorhead will be the tight end. Bears' first possession of the day. 1st and 10 at their 34. Walter Payton in motion. Fuller hands off to Suey. And Suey propels out to the 40-yard line. Pickup of 6 on that play. It'll be 2nd down 4.
They're coming right after Dave Butts here right now. Now you watch big Kurt Becker, 79. He turns him out right there, and he cuts right back behind Dave. Dexter Manley pulled it back from the outside and just tripped him up. I tell you, if you can block Dave Butts, you can block a bulldozer.
Everybody looking for Payton that time, and Suey was more noted for his blocking and his running, taking the handoff. 2nd and 4. Bears at their 40. Here's Payton, first carry of the day, and Walter Payton has got a first down for the Chicago Bears as he takes it across the 50-yard line to the 49-yard line of the Redskins, an 11-yard pickup. Defensively, for the Redskins, they play the standard 4-man front. Charles Mann, Dave Butts, Darrell Grant, and Dexter Manley. The 3 linebackers, Kaufman, Olkowitz, and Milat. And the deep men are Darrell Green and Vernon Dean at the corners, and Ken Coffey and Curtis Jordan the safeties.
Frank, they're flopping Darrell Green with Willie Gault, number 83, wherever he goes.
Fuller back to throw. Malott broke through, untouched, and sacks him back at the 40-yard line. So the sack game has begun with advantage Redskins.
The play action away. Now watch 57, center your screen. No one picks him up. That's a mistake in protection, or they had a hot read that he didn't read, but it's hard to have a hot read on play action. Good job by Rich Malott. That was a gift, really. When no one blocks you, you ought to get to the quarterback.
Loss of 10 on the play. It'll be second down 20. Steve Fuller, quarterbacking the Chicago Bears 1 year ago today, was on the bench of the Los Angeles Rams, never got into the ballgame as the Redskins beat the Rams in the playoff 51-7. And here he is starting 1 year later. Suey out across the 45 to the 47-yard line. Neil Okowitz, number 52, the middle linebacker, joined by Malott on the tackle for the Chicago Bears. Last time the Bears were here, they actually beat the Redskins. That was back in 1978. John Riggins has gone to the oxygen early. One thing with missing all the practices, his conditioning is really not up to par.
Not as good as he'd like it to be, but now with Joe Washington, Frank, being healthy, they can rotate those guys in there a little bit. I think he'll be fresh enough to play well all through the ballgame.
Third down, 14 for the Bears at their 46-yard line. They trail 3-0. Dennis McKinnon in motion, number 85 from the shotgun. Fuller, who can run well, still looking for help and overthrows Matsui. So the Bears will be punting, and the Redskins defense gets a standing ovation as it leaves the field.
That was a designed rollout. He wasn't flushed. I think he was told to by the huddle call to go ahead, set initially, and then go on out and get out there away from the rush.
Finzer to punt. Nelms is deep. Finzer, according to Mike Ditka, is absolutely the best in the NFL in putting the ball inside the 20-yard line.
He's put 26 of them inside the 20, Frank. That's darn good work.
Nelms will field this at the 8. 10. And there's another one inside the 20 for Mr. Finzer as he is clobbered at the 13-yard line by Wilbur Marshall, the number 1 draft pick, rookie linebacker of the Chicago Bears. 45 on the punt, 54 on the return. Timeout.
It's Chevrolet's New Year Kickoff. Chevy dealers are kicking off the new year with their biggest and longest celebration ever. They're out to sell 175,000 cars and trucks by January 21st. Take delivery from a wide selection of Chevrolet's most popular cars and trucks by January 21st and make no monthly payments till spring with GMAC financing. And what's more, save up to $740 on specially equipped full-size pickups, up to $330 on celebrity sedans and wagons. Big savings, deferred payments at your Chevy dealers.
Looks like you're shaping up.
You bet.
There is one place you're a little out of shape. Overweight. Fat.
Fat? Where?
Your car insurance.
Car insurance?
Allstate Update Car Insurance Review.
See if Allstate can trim some fat from your insurance costs. Bring in your policy and compare. We'll do everything we can to save you money.
Shape up and save.
Nice-looking insurance, fella.
You're in good hands with Allstate.
Welcome back to RFK Stadium. 4 minutes, 58 seconds left to play in the opening period as you look at Dave Butts of the Redskins defense taking a breather right now with his team's offense on the field. And Washington will put it in play at their own 15-yard line. Last time they had the football, they ran up 7 minutes and 3 seconds on the clock and reached to the 25-yard field goal. Here's Theismann going long for Muhammad, who can't catch it in front of the Redskin bench. Mike Richardson was back there defending. One big factor in these clubs And I don't know how big a factor you feel it is playoff experience, and the edge certainly goes to the Redskins.
No question. As you look at right here on your screen, games played 46 for the Bears, 264 by the Redskin roster. I think it is a big advantage. I think it's also an advantage for the coaching staff. And I can only relate that in regard to my own experience, Frank. I felt myself and my coaching staff did a better job of preparing a playoff team each year we made the playoffs.
Interesting that 28 of the 46 games of the Bears belong to two players who were with the Cowboys, Jay Saldi and Andy Frederick. 2nd and 10. Riggins over the left side and shoved back after gaining just a yard or two. Dan Hampton, number 99, leading the defensive charge. Boy, you talk tough. Dan Hampton has on his body 200 assorted stitches from football injuries going back quite a few years.
He gets fired up when you talk to him, doesn't he? He's had 400 cc's of fluid taken off his knee this year. He's not 100%, but he lines up and plays.
Yeah, he said that's just about a six-pack. Right?
That's just about a six-pack, he said.
3rd down. Redskins need 8 for the first down. Ball is at their 16-yard line, and again, the Redskins showing the shotgun for the very first time this season. High snap to Theismann is in trouble. Uses his great mobility to get out of it and runs out of bounds at the 20-yard line. We got a flag tossed over on the far side. Theismann does not mind the idea, the shotgun at all, with his mobility.
I think it's a real advantage. Of course, you know, I stole the shotgun from Dallas Cowboys and from Buffalo when Chuck Knox was there, and it was a big advantage to us because it gave the quarterback a cushion. It kept the defenders away from him.
Number 95, offside, 3rd down.
That's the big man of the Chicago Bears, Richard Dent, number 95, who leads the NFC in sacks this year with 17.5, just in his 2nd year.
He's from Tennessee State, and a great pass rusher. Name the other great pass rusher that came out of that school. Remember old Claude Humphrey?
How about Ed Tutel Jones? Didn't do bad either.
Yeah, not too bad. Some great defensive linemen.
3rd down. Redskins need 3 for the first down at their 21. They lead it 3-0 with 4:02 left in the opening period. Bill Washington has replaced Riggins. Theismann gets the pass away to Monk and completes it for the first down at the 39-yard line. Todd Bell and Gary Fensick were back there, but not before the combination clipped for 17. And good job by Theismann to evade the oncoming number 55 of the Chicago Bears, Otis Wilson.
The Redskins did a nice job of picking up the rush from that variation defense that the Bears play that's so different, what they call the 46 defense. The Redskins are calling it the Dubs defense, meaning double linebackers over on one side.
1st and 10 for the Redskins at their 39. Charlie Brown wide to the left side. Monk is set in the slot up at the top of your screen. Riggins, the handoff from Theismann, running into trouble behind the line of scrimmage, and is dropped back at the 37 by Mike Hartenstein. Tough customer.
Steve McMichael, number 76, the defensive left tackle, got some penetration. I think somebody made a blocking mistake or just missed him in there because he had penetration into that backfield.
So a loss on the play moves the ball back to the 37-yard line, where it will be 2nd and 12 for the Redskins. Joe Theismann this season set records for pass attempts, for pass completions, for yardage passing, all former Redskin records held by Sonny Jurgensen. Monk in motion. Theismann under pressure, delivers. Monk had one hand on it, but couldn't pull it down. Defended against by Todd Bell, the strong safety. They are coming after Theismann.
They're coming after him. Now watch now, Joe, right here. See, he's taking it, dropping back. He has good initial protection. He's looking to his left. Now you see McMichael coming around the outside. He has to get rid of that ball because here comes, the Danimal, Dan Hampton. They call him the Danimal. D-A-N-I-M-A-L, Danimal.
Just an old Arkansas rancher, he told us, got a little farm down there. He said, doesn't consider himself a farmer because a farmer, he says, puts his hand down in the dirt.
Yeah, he says he doesn't do that. Yeah. He has a racehorse in partnership with Buddy Ryan, the defensive coordinator here with the Bears.
3rd down, 12. Redskins at their 37-yard line. And the Bears with 6 defensive backs. Theismann having trouble finding somebody open. Going to run for the first down. He's out to the 50, and that should be just enough for the first down. Theismann says, I'll do it myself.
Watch this guy. He gets the shotgun snap. Now see the cushion he has initially. Nobody around him. Nobody around him. Now he's flushed. He sees the hole because everyone playing man coverage. He gets going. Now he's going to get down right there before he can take the direct shot. He has scrambled 62 times this year for an average of 5.1 yards a scramble. That's good running for a quarterback.
Redskins continue to do an excellent job of ball control. First down from midfield. 1:35 left in the quarter and counting. They're coming at Riggins, and this time Hampton lands on top of Theismann back at the 40-yard line. First, Joe's got to be a little shell-shocked. Last two ball games of the regular season, he was sacked a total of 14 times.
Right, and in talking to the coaches about it, wait a minute, I'll come back. Here you can see, now watch the people commit to the rush. Here comes number 50, Singletary. See him there? He's in after him. Dan Hampton right there. Nice little cross charge that was not picked up properly. Take another look at this now. Watch right over the ball. 76, Rick. See, he's got him one way. Huff, 61 moves over there. And I really think that Rick Donnelly, 76, should have stayed with Dan Hampton longer.
Redskins now looking at a 2nd and 19 with the nose of the ball just beyond their own 40. Theismann stepping up in the pocket, drills the sideline throw at the 50-yard line to Monk, who gets into Chicago Bear territory at the 49. So they got about 10 back, and they're looking now at a 3rd and 9.
Frank, getting back to what we were talking about, the Redskins' problem with the sack the last two ball games, Coach Gibbs told me, he said, Dick, the people have just made a commitment to rushes. And not always be the soundest in terms of coverage, but they've given away a little bit in coverage to add more pressure, and it's helped them sack us, but we've also still won the football game.
You saw the signals sent into Joe Theismann. 3rd down 9, Mike Ditka. 3rd year as head coach of the Chicago Bears, has done a marvelous job. High snap again to Theismann out of the shotgun, pulls it down, hits Joe Washington at the 45, and Washington will be very close for the first down. Looks like he's about a yard short at the 41-yard line. So now, first big decision of the game for Joe Gibbs. Depends here where they spot it, but I think they're going to be a little short. What do you do?
I'm trying to see how much room they have here. I think I'd go ahead and go for it, Frank, because you're not going to gain much, especially if you put them into the end zone. You're going to gain 20 yards. And these guys, the whole attitude, as Herb Cross so beautifully expressed it prior to the game, there is tension in the air, and they're just going to play football.
4th and a yard for the first down at the Bear 41. Two backs set here with Wansley joining Riggins. It is Riggins for the first down. Plowing his way over the left side down to the 36-yard line of the Chicago Bears. 39 seconds left to play in the opening period, and the Redskins lead 3-0. Mike Ditka, you saw a moment ago, as we said, has done an amazing job since he arrived in Chicago. He's replaced 14 of 22 starters and moved 3 others to different positions. And he's got the Bears a divisional championship. Timeout.
Us syncopators of progressive ribs have a unique style of jawing.
Howard says jazz musicians talk funny.
And after a gig, I finger pop with a light beer from Miller.
After playing, Howard enjoys a light beer.
Light is super cool and a breeze on the calories, you dig.
Light is less filling, with 1/3 less calories than their regular beer. And the taste, Howard?
Oh, man, it's Obop Shabanas. Lay down, break down, birdie on the hot side of town.
He likes it.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer. And less.
Tired of those high fuel prices? Well, guess what? They're not getting any lower. Fight back with the Attic Blanket from Owens Corning. It's the most powerful roll of thermal protection you can buy. Before fuel bills put you in the red, get the Attic Blanket and put your house in the pink.
Owens Corning. Our building products put your house in the pink.
Ken Huff is the injured Redskin. I think we can show you maybe too graphically what happened to him on that last play.
Here you'll see Riggins carrying the ball. Now follow John. He cuts back inside here. He's starting to plow his way up. You see a lineman standing right there. That's Huff. Now watch him come right down on his left ankle right there. Oh, that's a vicious shot. I hope it didn't break his ankle. He's down right now, though. Kenny Huff is filling in for the injured right guard, or actually right tackle, right, Frank?
30 seconds left to play in the opening period. Time still out here in Washington.
You can't be calculating without a calculating mind.
Now what? I don't know what they're doing fast.
Canon's 350 makes 30 copies a minute.
They're doing it in color. The connivers.
Canon's 350 can zoom to precise image sizes and remember them.
They got it in sets already. Already? They're finished. If they're finished, we're finished.
Canon's NP350, the copier with the calculating mind. For more information, call toll-free 1-800-OK-Canon.
The look is lean and trim. The car is cavalier. From today's Chevrolet. The well-honed power of a 2-liter electronically fuel-injected engine. The instinctive agility of front drive, Cavalier. It has the look and the performance for today's America. This is today's Chevrolet. It's fit.
Drive today, Chevy. Live today, Chevy.
Live it.
Chevy.
Tonight, a flamboyant Svengali is murdered before a hypnotized audience.
Not one of them can tell us what happened.
Jose Ferrer and Michelle Phillips join Angela Lansbury for Murder, She Wrote.
Ken Huff, the injured Redskin, they've already put an inflatable cast on his leg. Could be a broken ankle from all appearances. He was a #1 pick of the Colts back in 1975. That year, Steve Bartkowski was the first man picked in the draft. Randy White was second. Huff was third. And Walter Payton was fourth.
Boy, you're really coming up with some. You're laying some real.
I thought you might be interested.
You're laying some words on him.
Now, he replaces another man. This is a great deal of reshuffling that the Redskins have to do in this offensive line.
Right, he plays backup right guard. Mark May normally plays the starting right guard. Mark May is starting at right tackle for the injured George Stark. Now Mark May will go back to right guard, and Morris Towns, number 62, will come in and play right tackle.
Who was activated just yesterday. 1st and 10 Redskins at the 38. They give it to Riggins. He's inside the 35, down to the 33-yard line. The Redskins have now run off 23 plays here in the first quarter to the Bears' 5. And that play will take us to the end of the quarter. So, at the end of one at RFK Stadium, the Washington Redskins, on the strength of a 25-yard field goal by Mark Mosley, lead the Chicago Bears 3-0.
It's Chevrolet's New Year Kickoff. Chevy dealers are kicking off the new year with their biggest and longest celebration ever. They're out to sell 175,000 cars and trucks by January 21st. Take delivery from a wide selection of Chevrolet's most popular cars and trucks by January 21st and make no monthly payments till spring with GMAC financing. And what's more, save up to $740 on specially equipped full-size pickups, up to $330 on celebrity sedans and wagons. Big savings, deferred payments at your Chevy dealers.
This camping trip was a good idea. Yeah, it sure is relaxing.
Peaceful.
Groovy. Groovy. Kind of dark, though. Man, I'm getting thirsty. Yeah, let's have another light beer from Miller. Lights, let's filling! Let's filling! Let's filling! Let's filling! Let's filling! What was that?
The creature.
What creature?
Well, legend has it that a horrible thing stalks these woods.
Oh, Mickey!
And it comes out when the moon is full.
What does this creature look like?
It walks on 2 legs, but it isn't human. It's got big eyes that bulge out and...
It's the creature! Hey, guys, where you going? Hey, guys, where are the marshmallows?
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
Come on, it's after us! Man, did you see that thing? Shot to the blue.
CBS
Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by light beer from Miller. Everything you've always wanted in a beer, and less. And by Chevrolet, who invite you to see, drive, and live today's Chevrolet.
Frank Lieber along with Dick Vermeil. Second quarter about to get underway at RFK Stadium in this NFC Divisional Championship matchup. There is Ken Huff in the X-ray room. You know, each NFL team is required now to have the capability of doing X-rays right at the stadium. And he's getting that plastic cast removed and will get his ankle X-rayed somewhere in the bowels of RFK Stadium. 2nd and 7. Redskins at the Bear 34-yard line. Art Monk, the man in motion. Theismann with the fake to Riggins, goes to the near side and throws it in front of Charlie Brown. Now, if ball control is the name of the game, you have to like the chances of the Washington Redskins after viewing that first quarter.
Oh, my gosh. The Chicago Bears have had the ball 2 minutes, 59 seconds, in contrast to the Redskins, 12 minutes. Jerry Rome, the quarterback coach, is sitting in the press box here next to us. He said in the first quarter they were going to use different sets, sort of feel out the Bears, pound at them, see what they're doing, see what the adjustments they're making, and then come after them with some big plays.
Redskins with a 3rd and 7. They'd like to get it a little closer to get within Mosley's range. From this point, he's looking at a 50-yard field goal. From the shotgun on 3rd down, Theismann again, big rush on him, gets it away. Washington is really clobbered. Let's see if it's ruled an incompleted pass or a fumble.
It's an incomplete pass.
Todd Bell, number 25, the safety came in and lowered the boom on little Joe Washington, who's being helped to his feet. He took a tremendous shot.
They call that a fumble? I hope some official saw that the way we saw it.
They are calling it apparently a fumble.
I didn't see it that way.
They're giving the football to the Bears on a fumble recovery. Watch it again.
Here, you see Joe back in the shotgun. You see people coming after him. Everybody picked up inside. Rick there picks up a guy. Now he moves out there. There's the ball. Ooh, boy, I'll tell you. Was that a vicious hit? I don't know if that was a completed pass or not. Let's see. Let's take another look now. Joe sliding to his left. He's looking for Joe. Joe moved to the inside. Hartenstein, number 73, was out there on him. Now here he comes. It looks like he had the ball long enough to be called a fumble. Definitely. Good call by the officials.
And the Bears recover the fumble and will have the football 1st and 10 at their 38 when we come back right after this.
Hope we're going to a New Year's Eve party.
I'd prefer an office party.
I want to go to a kid's party.
McDonald's Chicken McNuggets 20-pack. Tender chunks of chicken. The life of any holiday party.
How do I look?
Delicious. Golden brown is your color.
Whoopee! Let's go to a sleigh ride party.
It's a good time for the great taste.
Parties, parties. That's all you 20-packs ever think of.
McDonald's.
Motor Trend magazine puts cars to the test.
And now every test run is made with Shell SU2000 Super Unleaded Gasoline.
Patented Shell SU2000 is one of the highest octane gasolines you can buy. And it fights critical engine deposits that can cause knock. Try the gasoline Motor Trend uses. Shell SU2000.
The Bears have a 1st and 10 at their own 38-yard line. Second play of the second quarter. Got at the fumble recovery a moment ago to Otis Wilson. The Bear linebacker, Steve Fuller at quarterback. They've got Suey and Payton in the eye. Payton takes the handoff, 40-45. Walter Payton has a 1st down for the Chicago Bears as he clears it out to the 49-yard line for a pickup of 12 yards.
Mark Bork, 62, the left guard, and Jim Covert, 74, did a nice job of just coming straight off and knocking people off the ball. Let's take a look at big Jim Covert here, right on the left side of the screen, number 74 on Dexter Manley. See him turn him out there right now. He turned him out. Now a linebacker's got to fill that. He didn't get there. Therefore, the nice long run by Walter Payton.
And the Bears with a 1st down with the nose of the football just in their end of the field. McKinnon to the right side. As Fuller looks over the traditional 4-3 defensive alignment on the Washington Redskins. Fuller back to throw. Protection good. Airs it out. He's got McKinnon. McKinnon makes the catch at the 17-yard line. That's a first down for the Chicago Bears. McKinnon, who had his knee scoped just 3.5 weeks ago and is back in action. Vernon Dean was back defending number 32.
Now watch the play action pass freeze the defense. See, he fakes the, there he goes, fakes to Walter. You have to acknowledge Walter. Now he goes back to the corner to Dennis McKinnon, who was one-on-one with Vernon Dean, and he beat him cleanly. Get on him, Vernon. He can get up and run. Here's Vernon Dean right now. He's going in motion just to loosen him up. He's still right there. Now he gives him a move to the post. He takes the corner move. Vernon Dean did a little too much. Nice pattern by a guy coming off knee surgery.
36-yard pickup on the play by the Bears and a first down at the Redskins 15-yard line. Suey in motion, Payton up the middle. Down to the 10-yard line. Pickup of 5 on the play. It'll be second down 5 as Charles Mann, number 71, makes the stop. Walter Payton, what else can you say about him this year? He has done it all for the Chicago Bears, beaten Jim Brown's all-time NFL rushing record. He's going to leave a mark for him. He's only 30 years old and he expects to play several more years. You consider that he's done all these things really with ordinary teams in the past, with the inadequate passing and sporadic blocking. Even more amazing. Second down 6. Ball is at the Redskins 11. McKinnon in motion. Fuller handing the football off, and there's nothing there that time as Dexter Manley, who was taken out of the play a moment ago, came back that time and made the stop.
He came back roaring. He must have taken a wide outside charge, and Covert couldn't get to him. Let's take a look at Dexter right now. Here's a guy that's just recently married, mature. No one blocked him here. It was going to be a running back blocking. I can see what happened. They missed him. Walter Payton, number 34, missed what they call a bin block, back on a down lineman, and allowed him to get into the backfield.
So move it back to the 16-yard line. On 3rd and 12, Payton throws the pass. He tried to get it to Fuller, the quarterback, who came out of the backfield on the other side, and Fuller claimed he was being held up, but no flag.
That was a safety blitz. Curtis Jordan got the heat on him. I think he just threw the ball away and got away with it. Good pressure by Curtis Jordan.
Fuller did not go out unnoticed.
Curtis Jordan, number 22, the right side of the screen. No one picks him up. See him right here? Here he goes. He's got him into the backfield. He's going to throw the ball back to the quarterback. He couldn't do it.
Did you see who was down there with Fuller? Dexter Manley.
Dexter Manley. Good discipline in his coverage.
Bob Thomas. 34-yard field goal attempt. Bashnagle to hold to tie the game. It's good. And we've got a tie football game. Thomas, who hit 22 out of 28 this year, and has now made his last 12 field goals. Knots it up at 3-3.
Sometimes, in United's friendly skies, it's best to do nothing at all.
Morning.
I was up all night getting ready for a meeting.
You have about 2 hours to relax.
Now, this is all I want.
There's a do not disturb sign on 24H.
Flying high across the land, we're giving you everything we can. We've got more to give along the way. You're not just flying.
Thanks. Great flight.
It was nothing.
Fly in the friendly skies.
Boy, it's great to be on vacation.
Yeah, and we never go on vacation without Hertz.
I wouldn't risk my vacation with an unreliable rent-a-car company.
And Hertz affordable weekly rates save me money.
But people say Hertz is more reliable.
But now, Hertz costs less money.
Arnie, more reliable.
Less money.
Arnold, more reliable.
Less money.
Hertz Affordable Florida, only $79 a week. Now the rent-a-car company that gives you more is less.
Less money.
Boy, they let anybody in this place. These guys lighten up.
11 minutes, 29 seconds left to play in the first half. The score tied at 3, and here is an x-ray of Ken Huff's ankle.
Take a look right here. Evidently a break in this bone right here. Feels bad for Ken Huff. See it right there?
Finzer. will kick off. It's a break of the fibula, according to the X-ray technician. We're not doing our own diagnosing up here. Nelms at the 10, 20, 25. Nelms at the 30. Fins are in to help make the stop at the 36-yard line as Nelms came close to breaking it. He and Dave Durison, number 22, on the stop. The Bears 3, the Redskins 3, and a spring-like day at RFK Stadium. Timeout in Washington.
I'm a grown man and I dream of the road, of faraway places and the wheels to go. With my Dodge on the highway, I race for the wind, behind the wheel of a dream. And I'm a little boy again.
I have taken on many fighters and tried many beers. One beer isn't a class by itself. Light beer from Miller. Light tastes great, and it's less filling. It weighs in at a third less calories than the regular beer. Yes, I discovered your greatest beer, but I never met your greatest fighter. Hey, who's this Billy Martin anyway?
Billy Martin. He's warm, he's gentle, good looking too.
I got to meet this guy.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
A woman pretending to be a man, pretending to be a woman. It's Blake Edwards' star-studded smash comedy, Victor Victoria, with James Garner and Julie Andrews. Tuesday at a special time.
Isn't that a pretty picture? All the preparations going on around the Capitol for the inauguration in several weeks. Redskins first and 10 at their 36-yard line. Score tied at 3. Second period action. Riggins across the 40 to the 45-yard line. We've got a penalty marker dropped on the play. So a flag is down at the point where you normally expect the holding call to come from. And let's see if that's the way that Fred Silva, the referee, has it diagnosed. Redskins, by the way, say officially broken ankle for Ken Huff.
Offense number 85, holding. 10-yard penalty, still first down.
Here's Don Warren on the right-hand side of your screen, coming off right there. See his hands, left hand there, hooked on Richard Dent right there. Now he hooks him again. Oh, now Dent has a hold of him. But he definitely had a good handful of the jersey there at the initial part of that block.
Walkoff will move it back to the 30-yard line, where it'll be first down and 16. Didier is split wide to the left side for the Washington Redskins. Theismann handing off to Riggins. And Mike Singletary, the middle linebacker, was ready for him, and not much there for the Redskin running back, who's now carried 14 times for 35 yards. Theismann has hit 7 out of 11 for 62 yards. You know, every time I look at Jacoby, I can't believe how big he is.
Oh, my gosh.
What is
I
he,
know
305, 310 pounds?
305 pounds, and he's not fat. He's just big.
Joe Jacoby, free agent. They say that he went to a masquerade party with a white sheet draped over him, disguised as Alaska.
Oh, where do you get these?
That's
Frank?
big. I mean, that is big.
You're going to lower our ratings.
Second down, like 16. He's big enough.
Here's the 46 defense, Frank.
Monk, man in motion. Theismann has it blocked. Up for grabs, but the Bears couldn't find it. Singletary tried to run it down. Now, you say 46 defense. What are you talking about?
That's when they have everybody up there, all the linebackers to one side. Well, all linebackers to one side, and it's a problem. Take a look at Al Harris, number 90. Big guy, has been a defensive end. This is his first full year as playing a linebacker. He's a giant as a linebacker, 6'5", 250 pounds. Tough to get the ball over his head.
What does that 46 defense make you do?
Well, usually it makes you run away from the overshifted defense, meaning run away from the strength of the defense and then throw the football second.
It is third down and 16 for the Redskins, who are at their own 30-yard line. Score tied at 3. 10:31 left to play in the first half. Theismann trying to come up with the big play. Again running out of the pocket. 35 and slides to a halt at the 39-yard line. So he got back to the original line of scrimmage and 2 or 3 more. but considerably short of the first down, and the Redskins will be punting.
Now you're going to see number 95 right in the middle of your screen. That's Richard Dent, the NFC's leading sacker. See, he got all the way around the outside of the tight end, Don Moore, and it flushed him. He had to get running. Here he is, going to punch, sliding to second base. Safe, but no first down.
No first down. That's 6 yards shy, and Hayes in to do the punting. He's another kicker who can send it inside that 20. Very high snap, and he does a good job of pulling it down. End over end kick. Fisher at the 30, up to the 35-yard line and to the 39. And that's where the Bears will put it in play with 9 minutes and 39 seconds left to play in the first half. What's turned into a defensive battle so far. 33 on the punt and 11 on the return. That was returnable all the way.
It's tough enough to make a great punt, but when you have to break your concentration and go up there and get the ball like he did here, you've got to give him credit for doing a super job. There's, again, where experience comes in, Frank.
We'll be back at RFK Stadium in Washington right after this.
Intimidating to step up to a new technology. At Wang, we make computers not to intimidate, but to enhance one's performance. So when we put technology at your fingertips, it's not just the power, it's the glory. Wang, we put people in front of computers.
Well, you heard Brent talking on the NFL today about this going to be a battle in the trenches, and so far it's been just that.
They're right down there. The Bears versus the Hogs.
The Bears and the Hogs going after it. And it's tied at 3-all there in the second period. The Bears with a 1st and 10 at their 39. Fuller has got some fairly impressive stats. He started 4 games, completed 68% of his passes, and has not thrown an interception this year. And Fuller backpedaling the throw. Over the middle to Moorhead, the tight end. He'll take it to the 45 for a pickup of 5, maybe 6 yards in the play.
Kurt Becker has the assignment of pass protecting Dave Butts, number 65. See him to the right of the screen. Now he's the middle. Now he's getting help right there from Jay Hilgenberg, number 63. He's going all the way around the horn trying to find someone. Then the third guy gets involved, Jim Colbert, number 74. He's going to go back down. He's going to be upset. I got 3 guys blocking him.
Not fair.
Why don't you other guys rush?
Second down. Bears need 4 for the first down at their 45. Suey steps into the slot. Up at the top of your screen. Willie Gault flanked to the right side. And he's going for Gault, the speedster, downfield. Gault trying to get inside of Darrell Green. And no flag thrown. Here is a guy who can fly.
Willie can fly, but I'll tell you something else. Darrell Green can fly. Look at he's right up there in bump and run coverage position, playing him inside now. He's watching his head. Now he sees him look for the ball. That's when he looks for the ball. Good defense. I'll tell you, this guy can bump and run. Yesterday I'm running in the park. Oh, here we go. You can see he can throw the ball under pressure as well.
Took a pretty good shot.
Yesterday I was jogging out there along the Potomac River, and who's sitting on a bench necking with his girlfriend in bump and run? Darrell Green.
Did you call him for holding?
I almost did. I caught him for holding.
3rd down and 4. Bears from their 45. Looked like Payton wanted to pitch it back to Fuller. And Payton down the sidelines across the 50-yard line and out of bounds at the 43. Did it look to you like he was trying to pitch it back to Fuller?
He had it in that one hand. It looked like he was going to flip it out there.
Of course, he carries it that way all the time anyway, doesn't he?
Watch the play now. The quarterback's going to get the snap. Man in motion going. People moving. He gets the ball back there. See, he gets up in there. It looked like he wanted to flip it back, but he really didn't. Now you can see Dexter Manley. He's no foot race match for that guy. Big lineman against Payton. Number 24 comes all the way across to make the play, Anthony Washington.
A 12-yard pickup and a first down for the Bears at the Redskin 43-yard line.
You don't see many impromptu runs like that be successful.
Suey and Payton in the split backfield to give us to Payton. Drives over the left side to about the 40-yard line. Trying to wrestle the football away from him. This telecast is presented by the authority of the National Football League. It's intended for the private use of our audience, and any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Washington Redskins and the National Football League is prohibited. One of the most amazing statistics about Walter Payton, he's been in the game 10 years. He has missed one game.
It's amazing. And when you talk about 13,309 yards, you're talking about 7.5 miles to carry in the football, Frank.
And a change in the Bears' offensive line, which we'll pass on to you after this play. 2nd and 6. Bears at the Redskin 40. Payton tripped up behind the line of scrimmage. Maybe got a yard out of it. But Darryl Grant thought he should have had him for the loss. Jimbo Covert, who may be the Bears' best offensive lineman, has gone out with an injury. And Andy Frederick came back in. Now Frederick goes out.
Jim Covert's back in. Jim Covert's their offensive captain, and he's only a second-year guy. He's the youngest captain in the National Football League this year.
I'll tell you something about his leadership abilities.
Yeah.
3rd down. Bears need 6 for the first down at the Redskin 40. Dunsmore, the tight end of the slot, off to the right side. Here's Steve Fuller under pressure. Delivers over the middle, almost intercepted. Intended for McKinnon. And they were playing volleyball with it over there. Rich Malott, number 57, thought he had one.
Boy, that was an outstanding job of coverage by a defensive linebacker. Outstanding job.
Redskin Perry Brooks was shaken up on the play, number 69. Who will need medical attention, so we've got a timeout here with 7 minutes and 9 seconds left to play in the first half, and the score tied at 3.
Here we are, right? The ball's going to be coming right at us. Quarterback going back. Good heat. You can see old Butts circling around there. Now, Steve Malott, number 57, to the right side of your screen. He's going to reappear. Now, watch him come inside out on the ball. Reach, dive, put that ball down, preventing the reception. Really a nice job by a linebacker, stopping Dennis McKinnon, number 85, from getting the first down.
Brooks would appear to be okay. You've prepared teams for the playoffs before. What's the biggest factor in getting ready?
Well, first off, as a coach, you have a tendency, or at least I did, to start thinking what we did to get here isn't good enough to keep us going, and sometimes you make some changes, and it's usually a mistake. The big thing is to keep the program going that got you there.
Fenzer to do the punting, and Nelms is deep.
This is where this Fenzer is really great, Frank, laying that ball inside that 20-yard line, just out of bounds.
Nelms will let it bounce at the 10, and it'll be down at the 2-yard line. That guy could play shortstop for the Cubs, Dave Dorsey, who fielded that cleanly. And now we got a bit of a scramble going on. A little early for that, boys. Still got a lot of football left to be played. 37 yards on the punt. And it looks like they're going to mark it at the 2-yard line. So the Redskins will be huddling in their end zone with very poor field position when we come back in just a moment.
I don't compete anymore, but I still pump iron. So after lifting a few hundred pounds, it's nice to lift one of these. Light beer from Miller. Light tastes great, and it's less filling with 1/3 less calories than the regular beer. Now, you know, bodybuilding is hard work, but having a great body has its advantages. Sure makes it easy to pick up guys. Hi, Rodney.
Oh, hi there. What's going on here? Hey, honey, how about a lift home, huh? Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
She was the prettiest girl I'd ever seen, the blue jean American beauty dream, and I was trying to come up with a line that might turn her head. That's when she turned to me and she said, "Do you like trucks?" "I do. Riding up high with a view. There's a 4-lane and a 2-lane too. The trucks go where the roads don't go to. I like trucks. How about you?" Now that lady and I are riding high, and we'll be in love forever. And of all the ways for love to go, it was a Dodge brought us together.
Did the Nixon White House make a deal with the automakers to keep an important safety device out of your car? Watch 60 Minutes Sunday.
The Chicago Bears, you might say, have the Redskins right where they want them. Backed up to their 2-yard line with a 1st and 10. Chicago, keep in mind, the #1 defensive team in all of pro football. They're #1 in the rush, and they were 2nd against pass this year. Reagan starts this one 4 yards deep in the end zone, and will try to get the Redskins some breathing room as he takes it out to the 4, maybe the 5-yard line.
You know, you can hear the Redskins quarterback, Joe Theismann, yelling, yellow 30, which is a false audible color. I think now the Redskins have some audibles in their game plan, and I wouldn't be surprised to hear them calling something other than yellow as the ball game goes on. A live color changing the play on the line of scrimmage.
Pickup of 3 by Riggins. It is 2nd and 7 for the Redskins at their 5. Whittier wide to the right side. Here's Theismann throwing from the end zone. Sees an opening. And slides to a halt at the 10. Late hit. There's the flag. Looks like he didn't get quite enough for the 1st down, but the penalty will take care of that.
Boy, that's a big penalty. You know, I actually think Richard Dent was in the air, and he tried to cushion the blow to the quarterback.
Personal foul, piling on, number 95. 1st down.
You can see Joe running away from you right now. Now watch, he's going to go down right here. And see 95 coming here. He goes over the top of him. I think, well, yeah. Good call by the official. Good call by the official. He's got to pull off before that. He had time to pull off.
15-yard walk-off tacked on at the end of the play. Moves the ball out to the 26-yard line. And now the Redskins do have some breathing room with 6 minutes, 16 seconds left to play in the 1st half. Theismann looks near side, now looks far side. And again he's going to run it. Otis Wilson finally chasing him down. He goes out of bounds at the 33-yard line. Looked like Singletary is going to chase him all the way up into the stands.
This was a play-action pass. Now watch Joe Theismann, number 7, in the middle. Reverse pivot, make the fake. He makes the fake to Riggins, and there he's looking to his left. The coverage was there. Steve McMichaels got in there and flushed him, number 76. Now he's running his fanny off to get away from number 55, Otis Wilson. Stay away from him, Joe.
Well, Theismann isn't quite the Redskins' leading rusher yet, but 4 carries for 35 yards isn't bad. Riggins has 37, but he's carried it 14 times.
I know it. The quarterback is being flushed too often right now for sound offense.
2nd and 4 from the 33. Here they come. Theismann smelled it coming that time, got rid of the ball quickly, and took another shot from Otis Wilson as he tried to dump it off to Art Monk over on the far side.
They came after him. I believe that he audibled that time, Frank, which the Redskins never used to do. They used to try to control your defenses with their formations, but now the defenses are catching up, and they're forced to audible.
We were told that after the first St. Louis game that Joe Gibbs put in an audible system, which he really hadn't had before, that they would rely on sight adjustment in the past, but didn't have a real flexible audible system. But they do have it now, and they're using it more and more.
You need it against this Bear defense because it is so unusual.
3rd down.
They're in this 46 defense right now.
3rd and 4 from the shotgun. We got a whistle prior to the snap. 30-second clock is down to 0. And that time the Redskins took too much time.
Delay, offense, number 7.
You'll see what the quarterback sees coming at him right now with this Bear defense. See him stunning inside. The center's taking the man to the right. Here comes the linebacker, Singletary, number 50, picked up by Joe Washington. And old Joe was decked that time. He'll have to use better technique.
Washington trying to hit Singletary a little high, and Joe went about 5 yards the other direction. Now 3rd and 9 for the Redskins at their 27. Charlie Brown wide to the left side. Didier in motion for Washington from the shotgun. Theismann, sideline throw to Brown, completes it at the 35, and that'll be close to a first down. If they give him his progress, it may get it.
I don't think they did, Frank. I don't think he made it.
See him line this one up. Looks like they're a little short.
Take a look at Dent, number 95, coming in there now. Russ Grimm has him. He's stunting to the outside. Then Jacoby picks him up. He's got him, pushing him back in there. You can use your hands as an offensive lineman as long as you don't grab and hold. That Dent can get after you pretty good, and he forces you to block him many times with more than one guy. Usually helped out with a tight end or running back.
Fourth down, less than a yard for the first down, and Jeff Fisher has retreated, anticipating the punt from Hayes. Watch this snap. The last one almost sailed over his head. Another delay of game. Again, the 30-second clock ran down.
Delay, offense, number 5.
I can see where you might do that if you're in the other team's end of the field, but not here.
No.
Joe Gibbs.
I don't know what the problem is there, but I imagine Joe's upset.
Joe has said this has been his toughest year coaching with the up and down ways of the Redskins so far this year. And Gibbs also told us yesterday that Joe Theismann last year was the MVP in the NFL. This year he didn't make the Super Bowl, but he thought he had every bit as good a year this year as he did last year.
Yeah, you're talking about not making the Pro Bowl. He didn't make it, but he played as well this year as last year. But he's had so many different receivers to throw the ball to, so many offensive line problems, running back injury problems, that the overall production has not been there. Therefore, he is not evaluated as having had a successful season or as successful.
5-yard walk-off will make it 4th and 6 from the 31-yard line. And Hayes standing back at his 15. Gets the good snap this time. Nice punt. Fisher at the 30. Trying to get to the near sideline and advanced it to the 34-yard line before he was knocked out of bounds. 40 on the punt, 5 on the return. Timeout with 5 minutes, 3 seconds left to play in the first half. And the score tied at 3.
What unexpected problems should arise, Transamerica Property, Casualty, and Life Insurance can be there to protect you.
Hey, you big ape! Who's gonna pay for this mess?
Transamerica. Insurance, finance, manufacturing, transportation, innovation. The power of the pyramid is working for you.
The heat-resistant material in this cauterizing scalpel helps surgeons perform virtually bloodless operations. This portable seismic unit helps explore for oil in places too hard to reach before. This world-class hotel and marina, Fort Lauderdale's Pier 66, is known for its impeccable service. What do they all have in common? Phillips Petroleum's commitment to excellence. That's performance. From Phillips Petroleum, you'll find performance in everything we do.
Lots more holiday football coming up on CBS. Tomorrow, the Peach Bowl at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, Purdue and Virginia. And then on New Year's Day, Tuesday afternoon at 1:30 Eastern, you will see Doug Flutie playing his final college game for Boston College against the Southwest Conference co-champion Houston Cougars in the Cotton Bowl right here on CBS Sports.
Look at those people. Can you believe they probably executives at IBM or CBS?
Yeah. Some of our guys are here, aren't they? 1st and 10 for the Bears at their 35-yard line. Score tied at 3. Peyton in motion. Fuller with the handoff going to Calvin Thomas, who has just come into the ball game. Thomas taking the handoff. Now Fuller is one of, count them, 6 quarterbacks the Bears have used this year, including Walter Payton. That's quite a lineup, and you win a division with it, you've really done something.
That really is. That shows you how good the defense is. That also shows you how sound your offensive line is and how great your running back is. Mike
Ditka told us yesterday that if the Bears were lucky enough to get to the Super Bowl, he thinks that he could have Jim McMahon back for that game. 2nd and 5. We may find out more on that at halftime. Payton. 1st down, Chicago. Walter Payton out across the 45 to the 47-yard line where Curtis Jordan and Charles Mann collaborate on the stop.
Watch Jim Covert, the left tackle, the top side of your screen, come off right there. Now he's turning Manley out again. Now the linebacker has to come in and make the play. It was blocked nicely right there by number 33, Calvin Thomas. And I'll tell you, this guy, Walter Payton, is about as physical and strong a running back for a 200-pounder as you'll ever see.
Redskins crowd trying to get into the game here. 1st and 10. Bears have the ball at their 46. Again, Payton, and this time not much, maybe a yard, as the center of the line collapses on him. You know, Walter redid his contract prior to the start of the season this year. Under terms of his new contract, he is assured $240,000 a year until age 73.
Holy mackerel.
And
that's pretty good living. Huh?
Well, he may still have a few yards left in him then. Who knows? He may still be running it for the Bears. Time left in the first half, just over 3 minutes. Score tied at 3. 2nd down, 9. Bears at their 47. Calvin Thomas in the slot. He and Suey normally split duties at the other running back. Fuller got some pressure. Gets rid of it. Hits Thomas at the 45 and down to the 41 of the Redskins. 1st down for the Bears. Fuller doing a good job under pressure. However, we've got a marker thrown back at the line of scrimmage.
It's going to be a personal foul, I think.
Roughing the passer.
Monty Coleman, number 51. I didn't see it, Frank. I was looking downfield.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, number 71.
That'll be Charles Mann.
You can see Steve Fuller back here. Charles Mann, I say it actually looks like a blow to the back of the head, but maybe I don't see anything rough.
Anytime you hit him in the head, you're gonna get 15.
I couldn't see it there. Here's Charles Mann, number 71, coming around there. The ball's going. Unless he hit him behind the helmet, there's nothing personal foul about that. Must have hit him high above the hat.
But if you hit him in the head area, regardless of how hard you tap him, it's a personal foul.
It is. Normally, though, they call that a blow to the head. Fred Silva, the official, did not say a blow to the head.
13 on the pass reception, 15 more on the penalty. Total of 28 yards on the play, and the Bears have a 1st down at the Redskins 25. Payton comes back inside and is out of bounds around the 20-yard line. Payton has that unique little stutter, almost hurdle step that you see every once in a while, and you saw it on that particular play.
He gathers up and then just sort of hurdles forward and gets his feet and actually switches which foot he wants in front of the other. It's amazing how he does that. Now watch how important the backside blocking is. See number 74, watch him cut down Grant, number 75 right there. That eliminated a defensive lineman from filling from the backside and allowed him to turn up inside.
Well, the Redskins controlled the ball in the first quarter. And in the second period, it's been the Bears controlling the football. 2nd and 4 from the 20. They fake the reverse. Payton to throw. Wide open. Dunsmore in the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. Was he open or was he open?
He was wide open. Dunsmore was the tight end. They faked the toss first, then faked the reverse. And Walter Payton has 9 completions in his career as a passer, and 8 of them have scored touchdowns.
19 yards on the reception, and the Bears lead the Redskins for the first time with the extra point try to come.
Evidently, the strong safety, 48, Kenny Coffey, took his eyes off the tight end as the running play developed, and then allowed Dunsmore, number 88, to slip out there.
Bashnagel to hold. And Thomas on the extra point try. So the Bears have succeeded in silencing this Redskin crowd as they lead it 10-3.
Take a look at the toss now. He tosses it deep. Now Walter fakes it right there. Fake the reverse. Now he lays it up to the tight end all alone. No wonder his pass completion percentage for touchdowns is so great if they're all like that play. Now here's another shot. Now watch Dunsmore, number 88. See him sneak out underneath the linebacker. He sort of hesitated there like he was going to block and then slipped right out there. Completely fooled the strong safety, I think, Ken Coffey, number 48.
We're down to the 2-minute warning, which is going to both benches, with the Bears leading the Redskins 10-3.
You know, when we put 5-year or 50,000-mile powertrain protection on every Chrysler-built car, we invited GM, Ford, and everybody else to do the same. Instead, they put better powertrain protection on their expensive Lincolns and Cadillacs than on their Fords and Chevys. Now, that's not right, since it's a little guy who made them so big. Well, we have another invitation. We're putting the same 550 protection on every Dodge truck we build. And we invite the industry to follow us, to put 5-year, 50,000-mile protection on a truck. They owe it to America. No matter whether you buy a Chrysler-built car or truck, pay $6,000 or $16,000, buy a Plymouth, Dodge, or Chrysler, you get 550 protection. The name is Plymouth, the quality is Chrysler. The name is Dodge, the quality is Chrysler. So is the protection. We have one and only one ambition for Chrysler, to be the best. What else is there?
Well, the Bears have silenced this crowd here in Washington. They're a little stunned.
It is quiet in here.
You're wondering how Dunsmore got that wide open. We're going to show you right after the kickoff. Fine play. 2 minutes left to play. They go with the short kick to prevent the long return. And one of the Redskin upbacks feels it takes it to the 34-yard line. And that's where the Redskins will put it in play.
The play starts with a man coming in motion that distracts people. He comes back here, and Walter Payton here takes the toss and fakes it right here and comes on out and throws the pass to this tight end. The key is this safety right here ran run all the way and came across to stop. Nobody there when he slipped on out to the end zone. Touchdown. Now, see the safety? There's the fake reverse. See the tight end slip to the corner of your right screen? Nobody there except the Redskin painted on the turf.
Back to live action. 1st and 10 Redskins at their 34. Theismann over the middle to Monk. Boy, had he been able to escape that tackle by Terry Schmidt, number 44, Mr. Monk could have gone for a while. 12 yards on that pickup. And one of the Bears was shaken up on the play. Where the Bears have been absolutely murdering the Redskins is on 1st down. They have averaged 7 yards per 1st down to the Redskins' 2.2.
They have done it all except for that very first drive that the Redskins start out the game with. It's been a Chicago Bear football game.
Terry Schmidt, we believe, is the injured Chicago Bear. Time is out with 1:43 left to play in the first half. And Mike Ditka's got to be feeling pretty good inside.
This is the hard side of Chicago, where life can be a dead-end street without someone who cares. Hi, I'm Walter Payton of the Chicago Bears, and I know because I grew up in a neighborhood where we didn't have agencies and programs to help keep kids on the right track. But here in Chicago, we do. Let me show you what I mean, guys. Let's see if we can make it to the lake. Let's go for it. It doesn't make any difference what age you are or what neighborhood you live in. Youth agencies like the WISE and Scouting, Campfire, and Big Brothers and Sisters, Boys and Girls Clubs, and others are giving youngsters here in Chicago a chance. We're proud of Chicago and all the United Way agencies that make sure that every kid has a chance to go for it in life. We made it! Thanks to you, it works for all of us. United Way.
This message furnished by the National Football League.
Well, we said a moment ago Mike Ditka had to like what he was seeing until he saw Terry Schmidt go down. Now, Schmidt walks off the field under his own power, and Leslie Frazier, who was injured and questionable for this game, is now in there as the Redskins try to get on the scoreboard before intermission. They have a 1st and 10 at their own 46-yard line, trailing 10-3. Theismann got Hampton after him, gets away from him, completes the pass to Didier at the 40, 35, 30, and out of bounds at the 27. One of the Redskins who was injured earlier this year and has come back strong, Clint Didier, on the receiving end of that Joe Theismann pass.
When you're a man-to-man team, sometimes you don't play the zone coverage very well. Now you watch, Joe's going to come back. Now you're going to see a tight end coming from your right side. Didier, see him right there? He's going underneath the zone being stretched by Muhammad, number 89. He cleaned it out. Nobody around him. Here he is now. Frazier coming over to knock him out of bounds.
Not before he picked up 26 yards, and the Redskins with a 1st down at the Bear 27.
That might be the last zone coverage you see in the game.
Didier splits out wide to the right side. Richardson comes out to pick him up. Brown off to the left. Back to throw it. Theismann over the middle.
Pass interference.
Well, the officials didn't call it.
See why it looked like the guy had him on his shoulder. Maybe not. That's what it looked like to me. Here's Clint Didier coming down on Mike Richardson. That gives him a move to the outside. He goes to the inside. Now the guy hooks him right there. Clint was upset. Thought the guy hooked him and prevented him from getting to the ball. He gets up screaming.
The line of scrimmage, the Bears were complaining about being held, so it kind of evens up. 2nd and 10. Redskins at the Bear 27, a minute 30 left to play in the first half.
Here's that 46 defense. A little quick.
Theismann in trouble behind the line and sacked back at the 32-yard line. Mike Ditka. He's calmed down a little bit on the sidelines, but you don't really want to calm Mike Ditka down too much, do you?
I don't think so. As he said yesterday, he's gone through this whole season as the head coach being totally dissected in everything he does, on the field, off the field, on the sideline, and he's sort of tired of it. I think they ought to let the guy just be what he is, an intense, tough guy, and chances are his football team will be an intense, tough football team.
Timeout called by the Redskins with a minute 27 to go in the first half of play. More football coming up for you on CBS. Among other things, you heard us talk about the Peach Bowl and the Cotton Bowl. We've got the East-West Shrine Game, which will be played out at Palo Alto, California. Special edition of CBS Sports Saturday. It comes up next weekend. And a lot of the outstanding players that we saw in Montgomery, Alabama the other day at the Blue-Gray Game will be in action. In addition to many more teams who have played their bowl games since then. So that's always a great thrill. East-West Shrine Game live, 3 o'clock Eastern Time next Saturday afternoon. 3rd and 15 coming up as the Redskins lose 5 on the sack. Coming up at halftime, Brent Musburger down to the field. Terry Bradshaw, they'll analyze the first half. And Irv Cross will be live with Jim McMahon. And maybe we can find out if indeed the Bears do get to the Super Bowl. Will Mr. McMahon be in uniform? Right now, he's concerned with what's happening on the field. 3rd and 15. Redskins at the 32-yard line, and we get movement prior to the snap, and flags drop all over the place.
They're up there in that 46 defense again, all loaded over to the Washington Redskins' right side.
The 46, by the way, refers to Doug Plank, the former safety. That's who they name it after, just like Miami used to call their 53 defense.
62. Ball start.
So the penalty goes against the Washington Redskins. And that's on Mo Towns, who was activated just yesterday, put back on the roster, and has come in extremely handy with Ken Huff out with a broken ankle.
So back to that defense again now. Van, see the linebacker standing up to the right of the Redskin formation?
3rd and 20 from the 37. Good protection this time for a moment for Theismann, and all of a sudden Richard Dent blew through there and dropped him for the loss at the 50-yard line. What a rush by Dent. I'll tell you, if the quarterback sack is the defensive lineman's home run, this guy is Mike Schmidt in the NFC this year.
Here you can see him inside to the left side of your screen. He's coming on around to the outside. Russ Grimm has him right there. He got in between Jacoby and Russ Grimm. You take him, no, I'll take him. Now they're saying, who's supposed to block him? I think Russ Grimm should have stayed with him the whole time. You know,
4th and 32.
A sack has become so much more important in football now. A sack, one more sack than you get yourself is worth 3.5 points. The computer tells us that way anyway, Frank, and it shows up.
Theismann has been sacked 3 times for minus 26 yards. On the other hand, Fuller has been dropped once behind the line of scrimmage.
So at the end of the game, the computer would tell you that's worth 7 points.
We'll see if that ratio continues to hold up in the second half. The chess game down right now among the punting units. Redskins want to take the full 30 seconds there to run the clock down as far as they could. Fisher signaling for the fair catch at the 12-yard line with 45 seconds left on the clock in the first half. 37 yards on the punt. right, you're the Bears. You got a 10-3 lead. You just hang on the ball here and run out the clock.
Don't do anything foolish. First off, they're not a passing team. They're a running team with great defense, a pressure defense. Don't do anything foolish right here. You have momentum. Don't do anything to lose momentum.
The defense gets a rest. That's Mike Singletary. He'll be the starting linebacker in the Pro Bowl. A big surprise out of Baylor when he came up. Second-round draft choice, and the computer spit him out because he's only 6 feet tall. Right now, he's probably the best middle linebacker in pro football. Fuller with the handoff to Surrey, who clear it out to the 14-yard line. See if the Redskins bother to use any of their timeouts. It's like both sides want to retreat to the locker room and talk about it.
You know, Frank, in talking to Mike Ditka yesterday about the Redskin defense, he said, you know, Dick, that's not the Redskin defense. That's George Allen defense. Richard Pettibon is a product of George Allen. So is the defensive line coach, Laverne Torgerson. They're playing the same defense the Redskins have played for years, the George Allen defense.
George Allen defense and the Jack Pardee defense.
That's right.
Now the Joe Gibbs defense.
Which originally was the old Chicago Bear defense.
That's it. Come up again, Brent, Irv, Terry Bradshaw, all at halftime with Jim McMahon of the Chicago Bears. So stay with us. Been an interesting first half, certainly, with the Bears leading the Redskins and surprising a lot of people in Washington. We're at intermission. 10-3 the score.
Back live here in RFK Stadium, the Bears are upsetting the Redskins. One thing the Bears can always do to you, they can intimidate you, Terry, as they have done so far in the first half.
Well, in the first half, they've come out and done the things that the Redskins expected them to do, and that's blitz. We know that Bell, their fine, strong safety, is an outstanding hitter. Here's a good job of an option route by Joe Washington. Notice he gets inside, and lo and behold, what's waiting on him but Todd Bell. Bam! There it is right there. Fumble. Stop the big drive, but their blitzing has been the key. They've done it and done it successfully. Denton, these guys have put pressure on Theismann, taking them completely out of their game plan so far, Brent.
Now, Steve Fuller has not been as efficient as most quarterbacks would be in a playoff setting, but he did have an extremely accurate pass right here to Dennis McKinnon.
Well, I wouldn't say he hasn't been efficient because this is a good play action and a fine throw this time. Here's a young man that catches this football that just come off of some knee surgery and did a good job, but he's handled the ball club well. As I said earlier in the broadcast, the main thing is to have fun and be relaxed and maintain his poise. I think he has done that and called a good game. Also, he's moved out and thrown well on the run.
And, you know, the Bears have to be pleased that the most dangerous weapon Washington has is the scramble by Theismann.
Well, anytime you force a quarterback like Joe Theismann to stay on the run throughout the entire game, he plays right into your hands. Joe's looking, he's looking. He doesn't have the time that he's used to of looking for second and third receivers. Now you see him doing something at 35 that Joe Gibbs doesn't want to see him do, and that's run with the football. So far, he's been their best runner.
And, of course, the man the Bears would dearly love to have at quarterback today is Jim McMahon, but he's out. He is standing by live with Irv Cross now, so let's go to Irv.
Brent, you're right. He would rather be sitting on the center right now instead of standing out here in the hallway, but Jim just came out of the team meeting. And Jim, what went on back there? What did Ditka say about the first half?
Well, I really didn't get to hear what Mike was saying, but I know all the players are excited. They're playing real well, and they haven't turned the football over, and I think that's going to be a key in the second half.
Well, Steve Fuller's filling in for you. How would you assess his performance in the first half?
I think he's playing real well. You know, he's not making any foolish mistakes, and he's just running our offense the way it's supposed to be run.
All right, you got 30 minutes more yet to go. What do you expect to see in the second half?
Well, I think we get the football in the second half, and hopefully if they can go down and put something on the board and get this crowd out of the ball game, I think we'll be in good shape.
All right, Jim, if the Bears go to the Super Bowl, will you be the quarterback?
In my mind, yes. It's up to the management to activate me, but you know, I think I'll be ready to play if we go there.
All right. Kidney must be okay, huh?
Kidney feels good. I'd like to say hi to my wife. She just had a new baby boy, and say hi to Sean and Ashley.
All right, Jim. Thanks.
Be home tonight. Bye-bye.
Okay. Brent?
All right, Irv, thank you. There are still 6 tough quarters to go before the Bears can get to the Super Bowl. They have to finish up here against Washington this afternoon. And then, of course, next Sunday they would have to go out to San Francisco to play the 49ers. In our postgame show, we'll be talking live to 49er head coach Bill Walsh. He is watching this game. And, of course, we'll hear from players in the winning team, and we'll take a look at that Denver-Pittsburgh game. That'll all be live after this action here in RFK. Right now, let's go upstairs to Frank Lever and Dick Vermeil. Frank? Frank?
Brent, Redskins having all kinds of problems with that 46 defense that you've been talking about.
They really are, especially on the early downs, and especially when they're trying to run a play-action pass. They haven't been able to pick up the linebackers when they are dogging the linebackers, and it's given them a real problem because they find themselves in second and real long, and they're also flushing the quarterback, and he's run for 35 yards already.
In essence, they have just about taken John Riggins out of this ballgame.
He has 35 yards. There's a total of 42 yards running when you eliminate the quarterback, and that's not Redskin football. You have to give the Bears credit. I expect the Redskins to do more audibling in the second half and get out of play action on early downs if they're in that front, if they're in that 46 front, and if they're going to throw on the early downs, go ahead and drop back and get rid of it quick against that one-on-one coverage.
Here is what that 46 looks like.
Here's what this defense looks like right now on your screen. I have it diagrammed. I don't know if it's working because I can't get the telestrator to clear itself, but you'll see that there are two linebackers right here, and there is a middle linebacker right here, meaning there are three linebackers to the strong side of the formation, and the strong safety who normally lines up right there is lined up over here. So they're really loaded to run over there, and when they start dogging this guy and this guy and this guy, you're in trouble. Now, the weakness of it is single coverage right here. You have a linebacker covering a tight end out here if he is not dogging. You have a double coverage over here the way they play it the most time. You have a defensive back over here in a position to stop the run. Of course, he plays that real well. Coming over here, he does it well, but it is really creating problems for the Redskins. That's nothing new. They've been doing it all year.
Both teams back in the field prior to the start of the second half. It's the Chicago Bears 10 and the Washington Redskins 3, and 30 more minutes of football upcoming.